Hello hello everybody and everyone. Welcome to Purple Table Tarot. I am Robin and I will be reading for Aries today. So Aries, we are going to be doing your present situation reading, and in this reading we will look at what your present situation is and what to avoid, and or like what to do, what not to do, and the outcome. Okay, and in the finish we'll also look at the different, we will look at time frames in which to act and which to abstain. Can give you an idea of what certain seasons will be important for you time-wise to pay attention to. Okay, and I'll be doing that by just pulling a couple of major arcana, going by the zodiac. I'm going to shuffle this once and then put up the other deck. Let's see here. What I will, as I was saying, is that I will be choosing just 2 cards from a 12 card major arcana that represent the zodiacal seasons. And keep in mind that this is a general reading. If it resonates, wonderful. And please remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and go ahead and comment. I always read the comments and I like getting the comments. And I like responding to them as well. Okay. This is for Aries. Did we move into Taurus today? Or are we moving into Taurus tomorrow? I will say, like, Aries season is like, I feel like it's such an inspirational season, you know? That fire. And then it's got the Emperor as the major arcana to go with. And it's just like such powerful energy. It's really a cool season to like really boss up in whatever it is that you're doing. And it can give you a new sense of inspiration on doing something tangible in your 3D, especially with like career and goals and other things like that. So can also be an auspicious time, I think, to really look at the ways in which you've been shepherded in your life, fathered, you know, guided. And I've been thinking a lot about this lately. If ever you know, like there are a lot of people out there that were kind of shepherded in a very, maybe not the most adaptive way. And so I think it's a part of our job as adults to really internalize those folks in our lives that have had a positive impact on us. And if we haven't, then, you know, how is it that we're doing that for ourselves and keeping that in mind, you know, during really at any time, but especially in times of challenge, you know. I was saying in another reading, like, pretend that whatever you're going through, if you're going through a hard time, pretend that that same hard time or something similar is happening to like a young child or a young animal that you are caring for, Empress. And how would you nurture that little being? And then the way that you would nurture that little being, turn that inward towards yourself. Okay, so this reading is for Aries. Bottom of the deck energy, Seven of Cups. There can be a little bit of confusion and fogginess around an emotional situation at this time. You could also be feeling like you're spoiled for choice on some level. You could also be feeling like analysis paralysis, not really knowing what thing to choose. This could also be an invitation to the underworld. Your own inner underworld. To not languish there, but to really examine some of the shadowier aspects of your psyche or personality. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for each one of these. Add to the story. Okay. And then bottom of the deck energy here is the High Priestess, which is also an invitation to plumb the depths of your psyche. Wow. You could be on the verge here, Aries, of really doing some shadow work, some soul searching, trusting your intuition when it comes to making any kind of decision. If you are spoiled with choice, try to go inward. You know, what does your intuition tell you? Okay. All right, your current situation. You have the Six of Wands and the Judgment. So getting a lot of attention for something. Maybe you feel like you've experienced a victory recently. There is also, you know, another part of the message when it comes to the Six of Wands is be aware of your ego and how your ego plays into the situation that you're currently in. But essentially what this is about is that there's a judgment call that you need to make. And this is like being at a crossroads. Being at a crossroads, and whatever decision you make is going to be life-changing, okay? Judgment is major arcana. This can also be the resurrection of something. Both of these, like this is like a resurrection and this is a returning. So you could, and we are in Mercury retrograde now, or we're about to be. We're in what they call retro shade. And a lot of times that is the time of the re's, like re-evaluating, revisiting, reunion, such and such, right? You get the gist. So a lot of times people will come back out of the woodwork from the past, maybe to work some things out with you. Okay. So looks like there's a judgment. There's a decision to be made. Okay. Pay attention to how your ego plays into this decision, this choice, this situation. Okay. What to do, what not to do. So I'm going to say what to do, what not to do. So what to do here is there's temperance. There's temperance in the King of Cups. So what this tells me is that you want to be emotionally grounded in the face of this situation, okay? In making this decision, which is really interesting because with this decision, these choices over here, it might not just be between one or the other. It can be many things. It can also be that whatever decision you make, if it is a one or the other, can have multiple consequences on either side, okay? But the invitation here is to, you know, listen to your intuition, be patient with yourself. You know, what decision is going to lead to the most positive outcome or the most positive growth. Sometimes we can make a decision where we know it's going to be very difficult moving through this healing process or whatever the process may be. Like, say if we're going like with the image of the two roads, you know, the crossroads as it were, one road can be easy and one road can be more challenging. However, at the end of each road, you can either end up with the same shit that keeps you stuck, or maybe some sort of very like underwhelming kind of result. And then the other path that could be a little bit more challenging actually leads to a very like beautiful and transformative place, you know, for you and for, you know, you and yours basically. But essentially the temperance is like reforming yourself. Like there's a big character shift here. You know, you'd be going through it, right? But in the finish, you'd be renewed. And I think that with the King of Cups here, both of these cards speak to emotional stability, and doing so in such a way that is patient, responsible, not reactive, but responsible. You could still get your point across, actually even get your point across way more when you're able to actually stop, think, and respond thoughtfully rather than shooting from the hip and being like, rah. And granted, like, clearly if there's feelings of passion and like, you know, wanting to shoot from the hip and having a very strong reaction, those feelings are all very valid. And it is the personal work that we do in an effort to tame that reactivity, not necessarily putting yourself in a straitjacket, but challenging yourself to communicate what it is that you want to communicate in so much more of a clear, grounded, mindful, thoughtful, direct, non-abusive way that preserves the integrity of yourself and the person that you're speaking to. You know what I mean? Emotional maturity, which is the King of Cups. So the advice for what to do is to, you know, be patient, be willing to go through the hard changes, and while you're doing so, you know, having a lot of love for yourself, a lot of love for the situation, a lot of care and compassion and respect for yourself and for everyone else, and having like bringing your best emotionally mature game to this situation. Okay, what not to do. Don't, you know, I mean, this is good time Charlie vibes, right? You got like the Three of Cups, which is a very fun card, reunion, having fun, drinking, la-di-da. And it's kind of in the lower stages of the cups. Here you have the King, and then here you have the Three. So, you know, when we're looking at this, you want more depth. You want to do the thing with more depth and not frivolity. Frivolity and fun is great when it's the appropriate time, but given that you have judgment here, like, this is not the time to be frivolous. Because I would imagine if you just kind of come at your situation with frivolity and kind of like, devil may care kind of attitude, it can lead to some things ending irrevocably. Granted, death is also transformation, but it's like, what are you looking to transform in taking this approach? What do you stand to lose? What do you stand to lose irrevocably in taking this approach? So you want to avoid that approach. Flippant. This is kind of more flippant energy in the context of this reading. Whatever it is that you're up against, Aries, you want to take it seriously. And that's why you want to pay attention to your intuition over your ego, because the ego may lead you to a place of flippant response rather than an emotionally grounded, mindful, thoughtful response. Okay? So the outcome is the Ace of Wands and the Five of Cups. So, given that this is connected to your present situation, which I don't know what it is, but it's a judgment call on your part, it will lead to, depending on what action, depending on what road you take, and there could be many different ones, given that we have the Seven of Cups here, it looks like out of this decision, brand new passion will emerge, right? Which is really positive. This is about the beginning of a new identity formation, okay? Taking action. It is a very quick moving energy. It can be a very fast opportunity, like here today, gone tomorrow type thing. So when you see your opportunity, take it. Especially if it's for like your greatest and highest good. Okay? You want to be discerning about that. Okay? And do know that this new identity formation, this new action, this new opportunity or inspiration, there are going to be some other losses here. It could actually be like what I said in the beginning, right? It's like the two roads, crossroads with the judgment. One road can be easy. One road can be harder. And the road that is hard ultimately leads to a new beginning, a new positive beginning. However, there's grief on that road. The road that you take might be paved with old memories that you need to confront, old feelings that you need to confront. Making amends, perhaps. Realizing what had been lost a long time ago, throughout, grieving that, and not turning it inward, not turning it against yourself, because that adds something extra. That adds something extra that we don't need to do to ourselves. And you notice this woman, she's standing in all these emotions, right? She's standing in water, which in the tarot is emotions, and she's wearing a dark blue dress. And when I was looking at this card, it made me think about, I don't know where I heard this anecdote before, but like when you're feeling sad, it's better to wear like green Or it's better to avoid wearing black and blue and purple, because the idea is like, well, you've been bruised enough, you know, you've been bruised enough, so you want to, avoid those colors in combination thereof. But that's what I thought of just now when I saw her blue dress. So the result, the outcome, is going to be a new beginning, and it's going to be challenging, but this grief and these waters are going to cleanse. They're going to cleanse your spirit. They're going to cleanse your psyche. And you do still have 2 buttercups up here. There is loss. There's always loss in our life histories. But you do still have 2 beautiful gold buttercups there. So yeah, Aries, it looks like you're up against something. You're making a judgment call. But you have emotional maturity at your disposal. Emotional maturity and strong intuition. And the High Priestess and the King of Cups totally beat out the 7 of Cups. You know what I mean? It's like that's so much more of a stronger energy, which you should feel really supported by, because, otherwise you might just go down the quagmire of the 7 of Cups and do analysis paralysis, and then like one of the decisions you make is not making a decision. That's still a decision. And then with that, I would imagine that would be like doing this. Well, I'm not going to think about that right now. I just want to go and have margs with my girls, Speak from experience. Okay, so be that as it may. I do really feel positive about this, though. Like, whatever it is you're up against, you have all these very strong, beautiful energies at your disposal, and you're going to need them and they're going to be a support for you in making whatever decision you need to make that's based in spirit and not in ego, based in intuition and not in frivolity. And it's going to lead you on a path that really renews you emotionally, physically, inspirationally, and there's a lot of healing to be had. But given that you're an Aries, like, you absolutely can do it. Like, the Emperor is your energy, and we were just talking about that, right? You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Time frame cards. Okay, when to act, when to abstain. Temperance again. Got Temperance twice. And the Lovers. So we have Gemini. So Temperance, I'm going to say Temperance is going to be the time when you don't make any impulsive moves, right? You want to feel ready. Whatever this decision is, you want to feel ready. So when to act is Gemini season, which is coming up. Gemini season. That's when you want to make this decision. Whatever it is. I get the sense that it's like going into therapy or something. That there's so many heavy hitters here with regard to emotions and psyche. and then in the finish having it be like reborn anew and like forming a new identity. Like I get the sense that this is some sort of healing journey. So I would say embark on that, you know, in Gemini season, which is like after Taurus. So we're like we're just about to be in Taurus like today or tomorrow, I think. So we're looking at like May. Wait, June. Late May to mid-June. Gemini season. Do it. And then you could be tempted sometime around Sagittarius season, so like November, like the holidays, right? Like the holidays are upon you, like celebration, Thanksgiving, la-di-da. And with Temperance, we have like the pouring of the cups back and forth. So this is like an integration and alchemy of creating a new version of yourself. So if there's something that you need to abstain from, be sure you remember to abstain from that. Like you might be tempted sometime in Sagittarius season. So just be mindful of that and abstain during that time from whatever kind of unhealthy action or decision it could be that would undo, you know, or, you know, maybe not undo, but like backtrack, give you a setback on your healing that you started in June, or that you're going to start in June. Okay. Let me go ahead and get some Oracle. That's what I have for you in the tarot portion. Peacock, vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Very nice. Lovely. It's so pretty. That's my favorite color, blue. That's my favorite shade of blue. I just love it. So freaking delicious. Okay, gorgeous. All right. Being direct. Today I will own my own power and be direct, and I will be clear and honest in my dealings with other people. If I'm comfortable with my own truth, then those around me will be comfortable with me too. Yeah. I think that's really speaks to like accepting yourself for exactly where you are. You know? I think that's really good. Okay. Because that's how it's like give yourself permission to be okay with yourself. Warts and all. You know, whatever's there. What we got? Aster. The past is over. Let your true self step forward. Yes. What was I saying about that healing journey? Cornflower. Learn from friendships, old and new. Yes. Put that near the 3 of Cups. Daisy. Believe and trust in happiness. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, like what did I say? You can do this. Okay, Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Okay.